Thanks for this invitation. It's an honor to be surrounded by so many people whose work I admire and to share this microphone with them. Thanks Creative Time for this invitation. Today, September 23rd, in Puerto Rico, we commemorate El Grito de Lares, a rebellion which took place in 1868 against the Spanish regime in the island. To my dad, I dedicate this remembrance. It is not a coincidence that in this same day, we are here at this summit and that I'm presenting the Sero project, the name of the community where this project was developed. The community or slum areas that form El Cerro, the hillside in English, are located in Naranjito municipality, south of San Juan and to the west of Bayamón. El Cerro community was created even before the municipality of Naranjito was founded before 1810 by coffee plantation workers, and even today it's inhabited by the descendants of these workers and a few other families that have moved here over the years. El Cerro was, sorry. I say that? No. Okay. El Cerro community was created even before the 1810, I would say. It was shaped by the needs of the working class without formal education. And as many other neighborhoods alike, there is a negative social stigma about these types of communities that's been supported by the media, at least in Puerto Rico. This project pretends to pay the tribute to the spontaneous architecture developed by the community, how they have maintained the topography of the place where they live and the harmonious way it stands on the side of the mountains and on top of the town center. Also the way the spontaneous architecture affects the way of living as neighbors and as families. In the first few weeks working with the community, it shocked me how most people went from one house to the other, and nearly everyone's doors were open most of the time. For me, there's also four major aspects that have been achieved through the project. It is a social active work of art, the exchange of knowledge between people that normally wouldn't share. It's also an open community for other artistic and social projects. And finally, it is still a formal or traditional paint brought to our reality or spectacle of reality. We started this project by visiting the people in the community, showing them some proposals, and suggesting the possibility of painting their houses in different shades of green for free. Some neighbors told us, finally someone is looking up here, someone wants to do something with us. Others were really skeptical about the project and about us. As for the green color, some neighbors will make comments about it right away. Green? But this is a mountain already. Others will joke saying, now the cows will eat our balconies. Another objection to the color was politics. The color green is linked to the pro-independentist party, blue with the pro-statehood party, and red to the Commonwealth party. That is why painting the first house was really important. It was Yvette Serrano's house. Her house was blue. She decided to paint her house because she thought that the project will help unify the community and bring something positive for the younger generation, and also because she wanted to help the artists that pretend to make an artwork of the whole community. Some people just say yes because their houses will be painted for free. Others prefer to paint with us, while others will take the paint and do it themselves, as they say, well painted. So they paint their houses. I won't forget to see Cabe and Josie cleaning and preparing the exteriors of their house in order to paint it. After finishing, they sat down in front of their house, having some beers and admiring their work, even the colors, and saying, this is a work of art. Another great experience for me was when the neighbors themselves went to the lookout point, the mountain in front of El Cerro, to watch the progress of the piece. Catch it? No, okay, right there. The piece. From that point on, the project was, in a way, in the hands of the community, or at least they were in charge of the direction and logistics. Since the first weeks working in El Cerro, we started doing some informal workshops on Saturdays that afterwards became a routine and formal events, being the first making El Cerro t-shirt, where participants from the community will cut materials to make their own original shirts based on their views of the community. The workshops, which were given by social workers and other professionals, such as my mom, Luisa Seijo, were given to children, teenagers, and people of all ages. Some of them were, the themes, the workshops were what I like or dislike of El Cerro, knowing your rights, the review of law, letting the anger out, among others. For this project, I have the support and collaboration of many people and organizations, including the Institute for Community Development from the University of Puerto Rico, a complete interdisciplinary class where students and professors work closely with the residents of the community. They were really affected by that, some of the volunteers, and like Ginelis Casanova, for example, who ended up being a teacher at the local school and a resident of El Cerro, or Bubu Negron, who is now a well-known artist. Sorry, here. Through the process of painting, the neighbors meet and visit one another. In some cases, neighbors that didn't talk to each other will find a way to communicate. In some cases, neighbors that hadn't visited in 14 years will visit each other in order to paint their houses. Some will appreciate how we work, letting the kids and teenagers work closely with us. Even people who didn't paint their houses will participate as volunteers and as leaders of the project. The other important point is that this project encouraged the locals from the barrio to work in other artist projects, like Raymond Chavez, for example, and Pablo León de la Barra came to the community and became residents for a week in El Cerro. Raymond developed Hangueando, el periódico con patas, or hanging out the newspaper with the legs, or friends, as they say in Peru. For this project, he had an office with a scanner, a printer, a voice recorder, computer, and thread with clips to hang the pages of this open and public newspaper. Pablo León de la Barra created el Museo del Cerro, el Cerro Museum, by visiting most of the houses of the community and choosing objects that should be in the communal museum. He ended up co-curating the collection of this new museum. The actual museum was done in the abandoned community center, which we cleaned and painted as part of our intervention in El Cerro. Now, the center has a roof, air conditioning due to governmental aid, but mainly as a result of the community effort in getting what they deserve and need. New leaders have emerged from this barrio. One of them is Cuco. With his help, the community was able to prevent the government to build 3 new roads that will have changed the barrio as it's right now. Cuco continued to coordinate new workshops and activities for the community. And by the way, he's now living in New York City and will be with us for the exhibition later. It has been almost 10 years since the project began, and through these years, El Cerro has had the impact of different projects, and certainly it has had an impact in the residents of this community and town. But it also has an impact on the common passerby who is intrigued what he or she sees and comes up to the mountain asking, what is happening here? That's it. Thank you.